Good morning. To our top story now. A manhunt continues for a fugitive believed to be behind the deadly stabbing attack in Saskatchewan, one of the worst mass killings in Canada. City News reporter Laura Kraus joins us live now on the phone from Saskatchewan with the very latest. Laura, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining. I know you've been quite busy and you have a long day ahead, but can you please just paint the picture for where you are right now and what you will be following today?
Yeah, so I am near Weldon, Saskatchewan, which is roughly an hour or 2 hours northeast of Saskatoon, rather, and it's also not too far outside of James Smith Cree Nation. These two locations is where all of the 13 crime scenes have happened, and today we're going to be trying to talk to some witnesses, some of the people who, maybe know some loved ones who have unfortunately been involved in this horrible crime.
Laura, we've been rolling some of your video throughout the morning here. I know you spoke with one resident who said they were scared to open their doors, scared to go to sleep. Can you talk a little bit about what it was like speaking to residents in the day previous?
Absolutely. It's really quiet around here. Weldon is a very small and quiet village to begin with, but there were very few residents actually in the streets, out and about, seemingly living their lives. Most people just stayed in their homes, it seemed. Like you said, we did speak to that one resident, and she was on edge. She was really scared, and she scared herself, but she was out there, and I think that's the way that she's coping with this.
Laura, we're starting to learn very slowly more about some of the victims here, including someone who was responding to a crisis call, a mother. Again, no one has been officially identified through the RCMP at this point, but we are starting to hear these stories. And as you mentioned, in a lot of these communities, it's quieter. People know who the victims are. They know the impact that this is going to have. It's going to be a lasting impact. Can you speak to if there are going to be any memorials or anything along those sorts in the coming days?
As for memorials, I'm not too sure on that end, but the one victim in Weldon, Saskatchewan, there is a very small memorial building on the side of his property. A few flowers are laid out. I haven't heard too much more about vigils, but like you said, these are very small communities. Everybody knows everyone. I'm sure there will be something extravagant planned for all of the victims.
Indeed. I want to speak now about this manhunt. We know one of the suspects involved was found deceased, and as police put it, was not self-inflicted. And then we have 30-year-old Miles Sanderson, who is still on the loose, and there are warrants out for his arrest. We're learning also about his past. He had a number of dozens of criminal convictions as well. Can you speak to what you have learned so far?
Yeah, he does have a very, dangerous history with crime. I don't have the specifics on that, but currently he's being charged with multiple counts of first-degree murder, attempted murder, and break-and-enters in the stabbing. Police say that they cannot definitely tell us whether or not he's responsible for his own brother's death, but like you said, he is still at large. Police are still trying to find him. They do believe he is possibly in the Regina area. They say they don't have information to believe he's elsewhere. However, this is a prairie-wide manhunt. There is the potential of him being in Saskatchewan, Manitoba, Alberta. And so police are just really, ensuring that if you see him, do not approach him and to call police as soon as you possibly can.
Laura, what has police presence looked like in your time on the road? Are you seeing a stepped-up presence? Are you seeing areas blocked off? What does it look like?
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of police presence around here. You can't get near the crime scenes, but as for roads being blocked off, it seems like it's been pretty open for people to drive around. We did come across one road that was blocked off by police in James Smith Cree Nation. Very heavy police presence, police kind of just monitoring every area, and they are still investigating. This is still a very fresh crime that happened just on Sunday, so there's police at every single crime scene, which there's 13 in the area that we're aware of.
Finally, for you, before we let you go, Laura, we've heard from the Prime Minister offering condolences and resources. Have you heard any word about him potentially visiting the sites?
We have heard word. We're still waiting for more details. We haven't heard too much from from James Smith Cree Nation. We did hear from the band office yesterday. They said that they will be providing an update to the public on Thursday. So we're hoping to learn more then.
Okay, Laura, a lot of information. I know a lot of it is fresh as well. You're going to continue to gather. Appreciate you taking the time with us today, and we'll stay in touch.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And that is Laura Kraus reporting for us. We're going to bring you more information as we continue to gather the developments throughout the morning, as well as on citynews.ca in this absolutely horrific story.